Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We will just wait for a few minutes for other participants to join in, and then we'll get started with today's session. However, we'll be using this time wisely. So during this time, firstly, I will share with you how you can benefit the most from this webinar, how you can participate in this webinar actively. So firstly, let me share with you how you can participate in this webinar. So at the bottom of your screen, you'll see there's an option called Q&A, capital Q and A. So you can use that option to ask any question or any query that you may have, and you don't have to wait till we break into the question answer round. So towards the end of the session, we'll break into a question answer round, but you essentially don't have to wait till that time. Whenever you have that question, you can ask that question. Now, many times when we are in a public gathering, and this is something which is there for everyone, that we become a little conscious and we shy away from asking our question, no matter how crucial that question was. We think that what will others think? They may not think very nice of us, that how silly this question is. So don't worry on that. There's an anonymous option. Use that option. So in case you have that feeling, just use that anonymous option. But what is more important is that you are asking the question and you are getting a response for the question, because you're spending your valuable time here, and after that you're going out and you're not getting a response. That would mean that it is not a nice utilization of your time. So we want you to get the maximum benefit of the time that you're spending here. That's why I am recommending to you that you should ask any question that you may have. All right, so that is how we'll be conducting this session. So remember the Q&A option that is down below. Now, let me start with introducing myself, and then I will request the other panelists also to introduce themselves. So my name is Adnan. I am Director SME E-Commerce Growth, and I will request the audience, in case just to know how many of you have already interacted with me, or how many of you have already participated in one of the webinars conducted by me. So you can just raise your hand. There is a hand option that you'll see down below. Just click on that so I can see how many of you have participated in one of my webinar or training session. So coming back to my introduction, so I can see already many of the participants have started raising their hand. Wonderful. So nice to meet you all again. And this is more for the participants who are joining us today for the very first time. So my name is Adnan. I'm Director SME E-Commerce Growth, and my functional focus area is the digital commerce platform Linker.store. So it is a platform which is used by our members or users to create their digital presence. So I look into that. I'm a product head. And in addition to that, I actively work on sharing information or sharing knowledge with the business owners like you on how you can use digital and technology to grow your business. And that's where I have conducted more than 400 such training sessions and webinars, and had the wonderful opportunity of connecting and interacting with about 12,000 businesses from different countries. So that's a brief introduction about myself. I'll also add my contact details in the chat. So any one of you wants to connect with me personally, you are more than welcome to connect. So that was a brief introduction about myself. Now I'll request my colleague Malvika, if you can
Sure.
introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. So nice to meet all of you here today. I'm Malvika Jaggi, Director, SMEs and Partners at GlobalLinker. I am honestly a people's person, and I'm looking forward to interacting with you, not just in today's session, but even after that. I can be reached offline. I will be sharing my contact details. I do hope to help you grow your business in the exports domain. So stay in touch, and all the very best for today's session. Over to you, Prateek.
Yeah, thank you, Adnan. Thank you, Malvika. My name is Prateek Navle, and I look after the Indian Trade Portal and Indian Business Portal. Our focus is into basically handholding the sellers to become an exporter, and exporters to find a new markets, connecting with the new buyers. And we are basically focusing into generating the business, generating the more leads, inviting the foreign buyers to connect with our basically Indian exporters who are registered on this Indian business portal. So if I quickly brief you about this project, is basically the FIEO has designed this Indian business portal along with the technological partner GlobalLinker. And our aim is to basically provide the digital visibility to every sellers who have not yet created his digital visibility. We are aware that the most of the people, they wanted to start the business, but they don't have the technical expertise or the website developer or the content to create their own websites. So that's why this is the fast, easy platform to create your own, let's say, your own digital store. So you can create that, you can publish your product, whether it is B2C or whether it is B2B, and quickly you can basically integrate with the Indian business portal. And after that, the journey will start to basically understanding the export compliances, whether it is e-commerce or whether it is the traditional one, the exports, and whatever the issues you will face, FIEO is there to help you in this regard. So it could be anything related to the banking payments, related to the certificates in compliances, finding an HS code, know the taxes about the importing countries, connecting with the buyers. So everything we would be happy to help you in this regard. And that is why every Friday we prefer to meet you and interact you on that. I will not take the much time for this regard, because we wanted to understand that how you can create the stores, and we also wanted to give them more time to interact with you and solve your query. Over to you, Adnan.
Thank you, Pratik. Thanks for a quick introduction. And this is where we are now formally proceeding ahead. And I can imagine you are all very curious to understand about Indian Business Portal. So I'm not sure how many of you have actually visited Indian Business Portal, or how many of you have already understood or tried to understand about Indian Business Portal. So this is where I'm going to start sharing my screen and we will proceed ahead. As I mentioned earlier, it is extremely crucial that whatever queries you have, you try to ask your question. All right. So, and we will dedicate a reasonable amount of time towards the question answer round, so that you can get answers to all your questions. All right. So let me start sharing my screen without spending any more time, and we will quickly get started into the session. So just give me a few seconds to start sharing my screen, and my laptop is acting up a little bit, so just bear with me on that. So let me just hide this as well, so that we can easily navigate between different windows. So this is Indian Business Portal. Now we will divide our discussion into two buckets. Firstly, I'll give you a very quick introduction about Indian Business Portal. And although Pratik has already shared with you what Indian Business Portal is, but let me, as I'm showing you the Indian Business Portal, let me do that as well. And I will also highlight few of the USPs, so that when I'm explaining to you the rest of the journey, you are able to relate to it. So this is Indian Business Portal. How can you access Indian Business Portal? Very simple. You can either search for in your device for Indian Business Portal, or you can type indianbusinessportal.in, and this website will open up. This is Indian Business Portal. And as I mentioned earlier, I will be highlighting few, or showing to you the few highlights of Indian Business Portal. But before that, in a very short sentence, or without taking much of your time, what is Indian Business Portal? And if I was in your place, I may have this question, that what is Indian Business Portal and what are you trying to achieve from it? So Indian Business Portal, as Pratik has already explained, is a platform which is created to help Indian exporters grow their business digitally. Now, there are two parts to what we are trying to achieve here. The first part is digitizing Indian exporters, because if we look around as a country, many of our exporters are not digitized. They don't have any digital presence. And because they don't have any digital presence, they cannot be discovered, and a potential or a prospective international buyer cannot connect with them conveniently. They can still connect, but it will require a lot of effort and money, but they cannot connect with them digitally. So that is one challenge that we are trying to solve. The second challenge is obviously digitization is a means, it is not an end, right? So when you're digitizing yourself, when you're creating a website, when you're creating an online store, it is a means which will give you business. It is not like you create a website and heaven's gates opens up and automatically like you have a queue of buyers standing in front of you. Nothing like that happens, right? So it's a means, it is not an end. And Indian Business Portal is created to that end, that you are not only digitizing yourself, but you are also generating leads, inquiries, and orders for you. So this is where all the businesses that are getting digitized, they are creating their digital presence, they are coming together and they are joining Indian Business Portal. So from a seller's perspective, it becomes easier that you are able to connect with international buyers. And from the buyer's perspective, it again becomes very easy that you have to just go to one website and you can connect with Indian exporters very easily, right? So it is solving the challenge for both international buyers and exporters like you. All right. So that was a brief explanation about Indian Business Portal and what we are trying to achieve. Now, many times when we are doing these kind of sessions, a lot of people ask us this question that, hey, it is a wonderful initiative, but actually, is it working? Is it giving any results? So absolutely, yes, it is giving results. And I will answer that question by showing you something. So this is Indian Business Portal. This is a live website that we have open in front of us. And if I scroll down, this is where you can see buyers looking for. These are international buyers who have come here and they have submitted their requirement, or they have approached FIEO that we are looking for these products from Indian exporters, and their requirements are listed here. So either they have used the post RFQ functionality, or they have reached out to FIEO. So this is where international buyers are already coming and they are already sharing their requisitions. And as Indian exporters, you can come here and you can submit or start participating in the requisition. You can start submitting your requisitions or your quotations and start generating leads for your business, right? So that is already happening. Now, these RFQs or these leads which you are seeing here, these are the tip of iceberg, because many of you might be considering like they are just 35. This is very less. We are like thousands of exporters here. So these are like tip of icebergs. Very few of them, the people who are preferring not to go out, or who are deciding, let's ask for quotation, or the organizations who have reached out to FIEO, only those. The other exporters, and a significant majority, is directly contacting Indian exporters and then getting into business with them, right? So don't get disheartened like they are just 35. We will not get enough business out of it. Nothing like that. There is a bigger majority that is actually going out and reaching out. In fact, we have added a resource page down below. So if you go to the footer, that's where you'll see resource. That's where you'll find the success stories of various exporters who have benefited from Indian Business Portal. So in case you have that urge to understand more, or to satisfy that urge, how this platform is actually helping exporters like you can just scroll down to the footer. That's where you'll find resources. That's where you'll find success stories on how Indian Business Portal has helped exporters like you. All right. So that is a very common question that I thought of answering that in advance. All right. Now coming to various USPs which are there on Indian Business Portal, because it is a platform which is created to promote export or to facilitate export. And that's where there are certain features which are custom built or built to suit the requirement of export. For example, even the search which is there, it is customized to facilitate export or customize for export business. How is that? You may be saying like it looks like a normal search, but if you come here, you'll notice that there is also a provision to search by HS code. So those kind of features are there to promote export, because we understand that international buyers, when they are looking out for products, they tend to search by HS code. And if they want, they can come here and they can search by HS code and they can find exporters that have product of that particular HS code. Now here you can see there's a very extensive navigation, which means these categories and subcategories which you are seeing on the drop down. When I'm hovering my cursors, these are like more than 4,500. So almost all the products which are exported from India, they are covered in this navigation. It is a very extensive navigation, and there is a very special presentation which is given to GI products, which are geographic indication products, which you can see here. In fact, the first category is GI category. And if I click there, then I can go to the internal pages about GI, the various GI categories that we have. So GI categories, in case you're not aware, these are the specialty products which are either cultivated or produced at a particular location. So for example, tea from Darjeeling, or oranges from Nagpur, or petha from Agra, or sari from Banaras, or strawberries from Mahabaleshwar. So those are examples of GI products. These are the specialty products which are out there. And I'm just showing you GI because it was the first category. Now, GI can also be explored in terms of location, because there are certain locations which are extremely popular for their GI products. For example, Varanasi, which is very popular for Banarsi sari. They are all equally popular for their wooden lacquer toys. So if I'm just clicking on the wooden lacquer toys, here I can see all the products which are from the wooden lacquer toys manufacturers, and you will notice that there's a special emblem associated with GI products. So you can highlight your products as GI products. Here, I'm not sure how clear that is on your screen, but there's an emblem, and you can go on the site. This is a live site. You can also see yourselves that. So all the GI products are also highlighted by this emblem. And here we can see this is the supplier, and I'm just clicking on the profile or the name of the supplier, and this opens the profile of the supplier. So as an international buyer, I may not just be interested in seeing the product. I may be equally interested in understanding what this exporter is, for how long they have been in business, have they exported or not, and what countries they have exported to. All that information is also crucial for that decision making. So that's where we have this about section, where they can come and they can review all the information about this particular exporter, and they can see the entire product catalog. If required, they can visit their online store. So they can just click on visit, and it will take them to their online store. So this is this particular business's online store, where they are showcasing their product offering, and an international buyer from Indian Business Portal can also navigate to their online store and then review their details further. Now, many times, this is another frequently asked question. So people ask me that, okay, when we join Indian Business Portal, how will an international buyer connect with us? So will they be submitting some inquiry, and then you will filter them out, or you will combine them together, and then you will share them with us? I can see there's one member who has raised the hand. Upinder Singh ji, can you chat your question? I'm not sure what is the concern. Hope I'm audible. Can Malvika or Pratik, can you confirm?
Yes, Adnan, you are. All is fine.
Sure. So Pinderji, I'll request if you can add your question in the chat, and we'll try to answer them when we are breaking into the question answer round. At the moment, it is not possible because we are in a webinar format. So it's not possible for you to take your question at the moment, but don't worry, we will answer your question as soon as we break into the question answer round. All right, so I lost my trail of thought, what I was explaining to you. Yeah. So now I remember. I was explaining to you that many times when I'm conducting these kinds of workshops, people ask me that, okay, this is a wonderful initiative, and if we join, how will an international buyer be connecting with us? Is there a mechanism where you will be collating all the, combining all the informations required, or buyer inquiries, and then passing on them to the people? Or how will that connection between international buyer and us happen? So this is where one thing that I would want to clearly specify here is that we are not getting involved into this. This is where the international buyer will be directly dealing with you. So there is no process as such where we are like generating leads and then passing it on. Nothing of that is happening. International buyer will come here, they will review their information. It is their discretion, their decision whether they would want to connect with you or not. And there are multiple methods which are available that we have created for their convenience, or to make them reaching out to you as convenient as possible. And how does that happen? So one of the very frequently used method is request meeting. So this is where you can see there's a method called request meeting. So an international buyer can come and they can schedule an online meeting similar to how we are meeting here today. So similar to that, they can schedule a meeting with you and they can share with you what is their requirement, and then you can proceed ahead to discuss further and close the transaction. So that is one of the method which is available. And then they have contact seller. From here, they can send you an inquiry, or they can simply visit your online store and your contact details are visible there. They can either send you an email or reach out to you over the phone. So there are multiple methods which are available using which a international buyer can reach out to you, or they can click here on contact seller and they can let you know that this is the product that we are interested in buying from you. So I hope you got an answer to that question. All right, so now we will jump back to our discussion, and the second bucket, that is how you can start showcasing your product or services on Indian Business Portal. For that, I will be taking you back to the home screen, and in next few seconds we are back on the home screen. Now we are starting the discussion, or I'm starting to now show you how you can start showcasing your product or services on Indian Business Portal. For that, the very first thing that you have to do is to open Indian Business Portal, and here you have to click on register as Indian exporter, which you can see here. In case it is not very clear, it is a big banner, you'll not be missing it out on it. So you have to click on register as Indian exporter, which will open another page. So let me click on that and this page will open up. Now here you may be tempted to click on create your catalog, the blue buttons which are here, two of them, and both of them have the same function. But I would request that instead of clicking on this blue button, you should scroll down on this page. And there's a specific reason why I'm asking you to do, or I'm requesting you to scroll down on this page. So you have to just scroll down, and when you reach this section, which is titled as frequently asked question, you will see this first question: how do I link my business on sorry, how do I list my business on Indian Business Portal? And that's where there are many steps which are written. So if you have time, you're more than welcome to review these steps. But more importantly, what I want you to do, or what I'm requesting you to do, is you should click on this option. It is highlighted in blue color. It is saying tutorial video. You just click on it and a tutorial video opens up. I'll just switch my screen. This is the video that opens up. So my request to you is you should keep this video open alongside. If you have time, you should go through the video once before starting the process, but it is a fairly long video, fairly detailed one, so you might get bored. So the easiest way, or the suggestion that I'm giving to you, just keep this video open alongside, and then you can keep moving through the process. So refer to the video, then do the step, then refer to the video, do the step. So that will help you do this entire process fairly quickly, fairly easily, and without getting confused. Right? So this is the video that you have to follow. And now I will use this video to explain the rest of the steps. So I'll make the video go full screen. We will not be playing the video because any which ways the video is available for you. We will just quickly fast forward through it, and I will just talk upon a few of the highlights or few of the important points which are not very extensively explained in the video. So this is something which I've already shown to you, that you have to come here and click on register as Indian exporter, then click on create your catalog. On this page, you have to just enter your name, email ID, and create a password. Then you have to do your mobile numbers, OTP verification, and then you have to input your GST number. Now, GST number, many times people ask me that why do you need us to input our GST number? So GST number is used to verify you as a genuine business. So just input it so that other people, when they are looking at your profile, they can know that you are a verified business. Now, this is where for a moment I will again switch my screen. I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm trying to share with you a very important reason why you should add your GST number, because many times when I'm interacting with the exporters, people feel like, what is the purpose, or is there some other angle to it? So I'm just trying to explain to you why I I am or we are requesting that you should verify yourself as a genuine business. So this is a demonstration account that I often use for conducting my training workshops. Now, obviously, because it is a demonstration account, so no GST number is added. Now, as a business, you will also be using this ecosystem which we have, which is the GlobalLinker ecosystem, which is the business networking side of it. The online store that we are talking, or the Indian business portal that we are talking, that is about the digital commerce side of it. So we have two sides. One is digital commerce and other is business networking, or the community side of it. Now, here, obviously, it is also a significant opportunity or a big opportunity that you have here. So this is where you have businesses from 150 countries who are part of this ecosystem. And these are business owners. These are not professionals or common individuals or students, nothing like that. These are all business owners who have joined here, and they are from 150 countries. Now, obviously, you would want to share information about your business, that these products we are offering or these are the services that we are offering, right? As a business, you would want to leverage on the opportunity. But if you have not added the GST number, you'll not be able to do that. Let me show you. So if I try to add a post here, you can see it is asking me to verify myself, and only the verified business are able to do that. You will not be able to comment. So if there is some business that has posted something which is of interest to you, there is an opportunity for you, you'll not be able to leverage that opportunity. So that is why it is important. The other reason is, as I mentioned to you earlier, that it is a business networking interface. So what most businesses do here, they actively come here and they look out for buyers and suppliers. Now, if there is an international business that is looking for a supplier from India, and they come across your profile and you are a supplier of that particular product, but your business is not verified, and there is another business that is verified, you know the choice. I don't have to tell you which business they will be choosing. So that's why you will also be losing out on the other opportunity, that is to get a connection request or get inquiry for supplying certain products from other business owners who are searching for you, right? So that's why my request is, you should add your GST number. But while you're creating your digital catalog, or while you're trying to join Indian Business Portal, you may not have the GST number handy. You can add it at a later stage, but you should add your GST number. That is my personal suggestion. After that, you have to input your business name and legal entity type and location, click on next. And after that, you have to specify the industry, what type of operations you are into, and that is a multi-select field. So you can select more than one. And so far, what we have done is we have created our account. Now we are proceeding ahead to create the online store. So the account which I was showing to you, this is something that we have created. Now we are trying to create the online store, the digital catalog for your business. Now, at this stage, I'll just take a moment to clarify a very big myth that a lot of people have. And if I was not in the technology space for more than a decade, I may also have this myth, right? So it is not like I'm saying that what you're thinking is wrong. I'm saying that a lot of people have this misconception. They have this notion that anything related to technology, whether it is a website or whether it is a online store or whether it is a digital catalog, no matter what term I am referring to, it is technical. What people feel is that it is technical. You need to have coding knowledge, or you need to have a degree in computer science, and only then you can do that. You cannot create an online store on your own. You need to hire an agency, or you need to hire a programmer, and they will only be able to do that. And that myth, if we were interacting like 10 years from 10 years ago, then probably that myth was okay. But now technology has reached at a stage where any person who can use a smartphone and who can operate an email ID, they can easily create an online store, right? So people with a lot lesser education as compared to you can create we have seen that they have already created their online store, and they are beautifully using it to generate or grow their business digitally. So don't have this myth in your mind, and just remove that myth from your mind that it is very technical. I'll not be able to do that. You'll you will see that in few screens that how simple it is, and you'll be able to do that. You'll appreciate that how easy and simple it is, right? So don't get worried. A lot of time people get stressed, right? It is very technical. How will I do it? I don't know anything about website development. How will I do it? Don't worry. It is very simple. You will be able to do that. Yeah, build the entire technology in such a way that any person can do it, right? So don't get worried on that. Now let's move on. So here simply you have to click this button, nothing technical about it, which is convert now, which will open this form. Here you have to answer 3 simple questions. Uh, and they're very simple, so we are not going to spend the time there. Now it will take you to this screen. This is where there are different design options which are available. You are required to just select any one of them. So whichever you are liking, you select that. Tomorrow, once your online store, once your website is ready, at that time you're not liking it, you can change that very easily. But there are a few questions that remain, and I'm going to take a minute to explain that question, because I can understand like all of you are not from the technology space, and a template or design may be sounding little technical. So I will try to explain the concept on a little granular level. And some people may find it a little amusing that I'm going to extreme grassroots level to explain the concept. But I believe the understanding of the fundamentals is more important, because everything else, if you understand the fundamentals or the core concept is understood, like everything else is relatively easy. I think I've opened the wrong presentation. Just give me a second to just go back. My internet is also terribly slow today. So here it is. So I'm going to explain this concept of design theme using presentation or PowerPoint presentation. Why am I using presentation? Because it is something that being business professionals, all of us use, and all of us can relate to it. So this is a presentation that I have prepared on Google Slides, and it just has one slide, which you can see on the screen, right? So it has one slide only and 5 words onto it. How to create digital catalog, right? Only 5 words are here, and you can see the background is white. There is certain graphic bottom top, and the text is in brown color at the moment. Now, if I change the template, if I change the theme, you can use the term interchangeably. Both of them mean the same thing. So if I change the theme, so for example, if I'm changing it to this black one, you notice that the text which we had added, those 5 words that we have added, how to create digital catalog, it remained the same. However, the background is different, the graphic is different. So you can see the presentation or how it is shown on the screen, it has changed significantly, but the information that we have added, it has remained the same. So coming back to what I was explaining you, these are different ways, these are different themes that will display your information in different ways, right? So this will display it in a certain way, this will display it in a certain way, this will display it in a certain way. These are different display options or layout options that are available to you, and you can decide to choose any one of them. And if you are not liking what you have chosen, you can easily switch to it. Another myth or misconception that I've often seen that exporters get when they are on this stage, they believe that a particular theme is only for one type of products. For example, here we can see on this design theme, I'm not sure how big it is on your screen, but electronic products like mobile smartphones, those are displayed here. So they believe that it is only for electronic products, and if I'm not in electronic products, I cannot use this theme. It is absolutely wrong. This is a misconception, a myth that people have. Any theme can be used by any businesses. So any theme can be used by any businesses, and the products that we are displaying here are only for representation purpose, only for example purpose. So don't believe that this is only for electronic products and this for cosmetics and this is for formal wear. Nothing like that. Any theme can be used by any business, and tomorrow if you don't like it, change it. In few seconds you'll be able to do that, which will bring you to the next screen, which has just 2 input fields. First is a store name, and that's where your business name will go. And then you have store URL. So the very first thing that I request you to do is to delete this, whatever system has created for you. So it creates a dummy URL for you. So you have to just delete this code which you are seeing here. Just select and delete it and replace it with your business name. For example, on our screen, we are seeing reliable fashion is the business name. So we'll just, you are just expected to replace that uh, code with the business name. Sorry, let me just go back here. You can see it has been changed in the video as well. So that's what you are expected to do here. But URL is something which confuses a lot of people, and a lot of people get this feeling that it is a little technical. So again, I'll try to explain it on the fundamental level, on the grassroots level. So firstly, what is a URL? So URL is something that we type in the browser to open a website. So for example, if I'm trying to open Indian Business Portal, what do I type? I type indianbusinessportal.in and the website opens up. Similarly, if tomorrow someone has to open your website, they have to access your website, then what will they be typing? So that's what we have specified here. Now here, many times or often, not many times, often, most of the times, people get confused about this thing, linker.store. What is this linker.store? So linker.store is our subdomain that we are providing to our users absolutely free of cost. Now, that leads to a doubt in the mind or a thought in the mind. Why are these guys providing their own domain? What is their intent? Is there anything sinister they are trying to do at the back end? No, absolutely not. There's a very strong and powerful reason why we do that. And the reason is that many of our businesses or many of the businesses that are going through this journey, they are doing it for the very first time. So it is like riding the bicycle for the very first time or driving the car for the very first time. So you are stressed already. And if we ask them to point the domain to our server or integrate an SSL, that will be literally overwhelming. That will be nerve wracking, and they will like, this is too technical. We don't want to do that. They will have that kind of reaction. We want to make this journey as convenient as possible, as simple as possible. So that's where we are providing our subdomain. You can continue to use it for as long period as you want, and there are no charges to it. So absolutely free. However, if you want to use your own domain, you can do that. Let me explain that with an example. So I'm going to switch my screen once again. And I'm going to just quickly open two examples. So this is one example. They are also an exporter of these rubber molding components, and they are using mlpolymers.linker.store. So they are continuing to use linker.store as the domain, whereas this business has decided to take it live on their own domain. So this is where you can see it is live on their own domain, and this is also a GlobalLinker store. So you can see powered by GlobalLinker, right? So it is entirely your decision and you can take it live. However, once your online store is completed, then you can take it live. When you're building it, you can continue to use linker.store. All right. And I've tried to answer all the questions that came to my mind related to URL, but I can imagine that this is a question magnet. So if there are any questions which I have not been able to answer, add them in Q&A and we'll try to answer them. Again, I'm repeating that although I've answered that, that is, can you use your own domain for this online store that we are creating? The answer is absolutely yes, you can do that. So once you have clicked on create store, it will open this panel. This is called the seller panel. From here, you will be managing and controlling or anything that happens, any information that gets added to your online store, to your website is added from here, right? So this is the backend. This is the admin panel or control panel that we have. Now here you will see there is this button that you're seeing store setup. You have to just click on that and it will reveal a pop-up, like it will come up, and we have already completed 3 steps. There is just one step that we have to do, and we have to upload product. So uploading the product, the moment you'll click on it, this interface opens up. Now here, many times people ask me that, hey, we have a sizable catalog, like we have few hundred products in our catalog, and if we try to upload them like this, like one product at a time, we may take months to do the process. So is there a bulk process available? Yes, definitely there's a bulk process available. You can input the information into an Excel file and you can upload it in bulk. That process from where you can do that, that is also shown in the video. So in the video, we have shown that you can click on product in the left navigation. This is the left navigation I'm referring to. And you can come here, click on import product XLS CSV, and here you can come, you can download the sample info format and you can upload them from here. Coming back, this is where the entire product upload process is explained in great detail with examples as well. So I'm not going to spend mine and your time on going through this process, which is already explained in a greater detail here. So we'll just skip through it. I will only touch upon the important aspects which are there related to the product upload. So the first one is GI products. So we already understand the GI products and they are highlighted especially on Indian Business Portal. So if you are someone who is dealing in GI products, that's where you can specify GI here. This is where you have the option, tick on it, and which will reveal two overlays. So, or two drop downs, not overlays, two drop downs. And you have to select GI category and subcategory. So you have to specify to which broad GI category. For example, whether it is an agri product or a handicraft product, etc., you have to select that, and then you have GI subcategory. You can select the relevant subcategory, and after that you have to upload your GI certificate. Without uploading your GI certificate, you cannot specify your product as a GI product. In case you are not dealing in a GI product, then you can simply ignore that field, don't click on it, and then you have to select a GI, the category and subcategory. Now here, although this is not very complex thing, but I will still try to explain that. So the category and subcategory that you are selecting here, this is where you are telling the system that the product that I'm adding onto my online store has to be showcased in this category and this subcategory on Indian Business Portal. So if I switch my screen for a moment and I take you back to Indian Business Portal, this is where we have seen those categories and subcategories, and I was telling you that there are more than 4,500 categories and subcategories. This is what I'm referring to. So as an international buyer, they will come here and, for example, they are looking for, let's say, a dress, a women Western wear dress. So they'll come here, they'll click on dress, and they'll see all the products which are from Indian exporters in the dress category, right? So what you are doing here is you're telling the system that showcase my products in this category, in this subcategory. That's what you're doing through these drop downs which are there. And these category selection that you're doing here, they are not displayed on your online store. This is only for the backend mapping or backend cross connection that we are doing. Only for that. This is not displayed on the front end of your online store. How you can create the navigation on your online store is something that I will be explaining shortly. So you have to just select category and subcategory, which will populate the HS code. So the moment you'll select the category and subcategory, HS code you'll see gets automatically populated. However, it is editable. So if you want to make changes to it, you can definitely do that. And after that, there are few other steps, so which are explained in the video quite well. So we will just skip through them. You can definitely refer to the video to understand the process. And I will just bring it back. So once you have uploaded the product, you have to just upload one product to complete the process. And once you do that, then you can go to the home screen, and then you have to click on this publish button, turn it on, and then you'll see this congratulatory message that your online store is completed and confetti. Here we have linked this compliance checklist video because you may put in your effort to create your online store, and you may commit a mistake unknowingly. I'm not saying that you'll deliberately do a mistake. You'll commit some mistake unknowingly, which may prevent your business from being showcased on Indian Business Portal. So how to know what are the mistakes which can prevent your business from being showcased or the products or services being showcased on Indian Business Portal, and how can you fix those mistakes? All that is clearly explained in this video. So please also refer to this video, try to understand what are the mistakes and how you can fix them. Now, related to this, many times people also ask us that, hey, you have provided this content and the process looks very simple, but is there some tutorial also available in Hindi? Yes, absolutely. The tutorial video is also available in Hindi. How can you access that? So in the description of this video, if you click, we have provided the links. So this is the link to the compliance checklist video, with this video which I was referring to, and this is where you'll find the Hindi video. And so it is linked in the description. So if you want to review this video in Hindi, you can also do that. So both Hindi and English versions are available. So far what we have done is we have created our online store. Now the next steps or rest of the steps I will explain using this account. So you have created your account. After that, obviously the step number 1 is to populate the remaining products, because so far we have just uploaded one product. So whatever remaining products, you can go to the product section and there you can upload. So you can either choose to upload them in bulk, or you can upload them one product at a time in case you have a smaller catalog. And then you have to work on the navigation of your online store. How can you make the navigation? So you have to click on my store, and then you'll see navigation. So this is your step number 2. This is where you're creating your navigation. You'll come here, click on add menu item, and then you can select whether you would want to display a product or a blog page or a page or a testimonial or an external link. You can decide that. So for example, we want to create a navigation called men's fashion. We'll select that, and then you can either select products from a category or products themselves or tags or brands. So for example, we want to display denim trousers here. So we'll select that and click on save, and the navigation gets created. Once you have created the navigation, you can click on update navigation and it gets implemented. In case you want to create subcategories, so for example, here we have fashion, apparel, and fabric as the category, and this is where you have the subcategory. So you have to just drag the navigation towards right side like this. You have to drag it, and now it has become, so casual shoes has become a subcategory of sport shoes. And if I drag it back, and now it is a subcategory of fashion accessories and footwear. So like this, you can drag them left and right. So create subcategories, and once you are done, don't forget on click on updating navigation, and the navigation gets created. So this is step number 2. Step number 1 is obviously updating your catalog. Step number 2 is creating your navigation. Step number 3 is beautifying your store, because you already understood or you have already seen that if I go to Indian Business Portal and if I go to the profile, and international buyers will definitely be going to the profile and they will click on visit store and they will be coming to your online store. And if it is not presentable, or at least like decent looking, then obviously the chances of you getting a lead from them or you getting a call from them are not that high. So you have to also make them presentable. How do you do that? So this is where you have the theme section where you can go and you can select a suitable theme. And this is the store preview where you can go and you can upload the banners or modify the color scheme. So you can work on the presentability of the store. So that is step number 3. Step number 4, or we can do it whenever you have time, but that is also must, and that is adding information about your business. For that, you have to go to store settings, store details. That's where you will see there's a page called about or export, and all the information that you're adding here is displayed here in the profile, in this about section that we have. So all the information is displayed there. So update this properly. And this is where we also have an option to add license certificate. You should add your license certificate. That will add a layer of credibility for your business. And obviously the chances of you getting a lead or inquiry from international buyers increases exponentially. So these are the 4 steps that you have to do after you have completed the store creation process. Your online store will be reviewed by the operations team, and within 2 to 3 working days, it will get mapped to Indian Business Portal, and your products or services will start appearing on Indian Business Portal. All right. So this is where I'm going to turn off my screen share and we will break into the question answer round. So I'm stopping the screen share, and if you have not already asked your question, you can ask your question now. So in the Q&A, so down below, you'll see there's an option called Q&A. So you can ask your question there. So I can see the first question that I can see is how to get GI from GI for merchant exporters. Pratik, will you be able to help this with this question? Member wants to understand how to get GI for merchant exporter.
So basically, the GI is given to the only manufactured exporters or the producer. However, if they are looking for this selling an GI product or export of GI product, they can simply connect to the person who is having a GI and take the no objection certificate for selling such product. For more information, they can visit the registry of GI in Google. So they can, that is, they have an office in Chennai. So they can see all the details. In fact, I would say they can see the details of that who is having the GI certificate, authentic certificate for selling that product, and accordingly they can contact that.
Thanks, Pratik, for the response. Moving on to the next question. It is from Mr. Imran Khan, and he wants to understand, is it covering both B2B as well as B2C with the payment gateway? So to answer this question, leading domestic and international payment gateways are integrated with the platform. So on the seller panel, and in fact, I think I should share my screen briefly to answer that question.
So Adnan, for B2B, they need to understand that there are some limitations while coming the payment through the, let's say, payment gateway. So for B2C, it is perfectly working. But B2B, if they are looking for an options of LC and discounting and payment, all that, then it is not possible. However, if they are having a payment of, let's say, 10,000 or $1 lakh, as per the limitations of the PayPal or whatever the partners we have, they can take.
Sure. Sure, Pratik. Thanks for clarifying. So this is the payments interface that you have on your seller panel on your online store. This is where you'll see there are various payment gateways. You can enable them, and we also have PayPal, so you can enable it and you can start receiving payments from international buyers. So the next question is by Mr. Ajay Sharma. He is not a manufacturer, he is a merchant trader, and wants to understand, how do I register the products as I will be procuring them from different agencies? And similarly, how do I create catalog belonging to different chapters, HSN chapters? So, yeah, Pratik, go ahead, please.
No, so you want me to take this question?
Yeah, so he wants to understand, he is a merchant exporter and he's just starting off. So he wants to understand that how can I create a digital catalog, whereas I'll be procuring the products from various agencies.
So you must be aware what are the products you are basically planning to sell. Once you go for a registrations and whenever you are uploading the product, if you put the product name, automatically it comes with the auto pop-up. It comes from some HS codes. If you don't find the HS code, I will be providing one, let's say, the link where you can find the HS code for your product. That is on www.indiantradeportal.in. So if you are looking for any HS code, you can also find out the HS code from that. Maybe in the catalog, Adnan, you may guide him.
Sure. So to create the online catalog, as Pratik mentioned, that you have to understand which are the products that you may be selling out, and you can collect few samples and then get a photo shoot done of those products, or if generic images are available, you can source them from the internet, and then create your digital catalog. Because essentially what you're trying to do here is you are trying to show to the people out there that these are the products which are available with me. They'll send you an inquiry, and then they'll explain to you that what are the quantities, etc., they are looking for, and then you can procure them. So it is not like a B2C type of arrangement where you need to have certain stock with you. You're just showcasing that these are the products that I deal in, and you can reach out to me if you're wanting to import these products from India. I can see there are two questions from Mr. Santosh Singh. What about logistic? How do our products get delivered to customers? To answer this question, FIEO has already partnered with two leading international logistic service providers, Shipmax and ShipRocket. And in fact, if you go to Indian Business Portal right now on the top, you'll see there's an option. And both the organizations are providing a discount to the participants of Indian Business Portal. So you can use their services to deliver orders to your overseas customers. The second question from Mr. Santosh Singh is, what about the customer clearances and other export-related activities? Prateek, would you like to answer this?
So for e-commerce, the entire your shipment clearance will be taken care by our partners. So if they can pick your consignment and they will deliver to your customers. So it will be a door delivery, and this entire custom clearance, paying in taxes, if it is, that would be basically informed by our partners to you in advance. However, if we talk about an B2B consignments, which is not an e-commerce, or I would say it's a FCL or LCL shipments, that partners are, we are into the conversations with some partners who can offer that services. For that, you can go to our portal called as easeoflogistics.com, which is also developed by FIEO. So you visit there and you can take the quotations and compliance related informations from the service provider.
Thanks, Prateek. Thanks for answering that question. Next question is from an anonymous attendee, and they want to understand, do I need to have IC for making my online store? Yes, absolutely. IC is mandatory. Without IC, you can still make your online store without having an IC, but you will not be able to showcase your products on Indian Business Portal without having an IC. So for showcasing products on Indian Business Portal, IEC is mandatory, but still as a Indian business, as a Indian entrepreneur, still you have an option that you can create your online store, but you cannot showcase on Indian Business Portal. You cannot participate on Indian Business Portal. Is this made in India products, or we can use this for re-export? Prateek, would you like to answer?
So I'm not able to get that question. For re-export means definitely
they're importing it from different countries, and from India they want to export it to other country.
So ultimately, see, if you are basically selling this product to any other country, the product must be from and made in India. It should be having some value additions other than why you're importing that product to our country and again re-exporting to other country. So I would say if any particular case is there, you may consult with us and we will be happy to assist you in that case.
Sure. So I think Prateek has already shared his contact details. So I'll request you, if you have any further questions, you can reach out to him over the email. Another question I can see is a member wants to understand that they have multiple products starting from corporate gifting to agri product. Can I have different windows under this one name? Yes, you can do that. You can create one online store and you can list product across multiple categories onto that. There's no restriction as such. How to get my payment account link? So Manish Kumarji, we have a tutorial video available on the seller panel. So there's a section called resources on the seller panel where you can go and you can review the tutorial content to understand how you can get the payment gateway activated. Next question is from Mr. Pinto, wants to understand, for export transaction, do we get foreign exchange report from bank? Prateek, would you like to comment?
So when you definitely, so whenever you are using the PayPal or any other platform to get in payment, you must be getting an FIRC document, which is an also proof of payment, which you can submit for an EBRC. However, the banks are not here to basically facilitate the B2B transactions. So with any brand which you are dealing with, that definitely you can connect with them in this regard. But for B2C, definitely you will get the FIRC document from the your PayPal or any other partner which you are using for getting in payment.
Sure. Next question is from PRK. How much minimum quantity and weight can be permitted as an export from India? So Pratik, correct me if I'm wrong, but for e-commerce export, even the single quantity can go as export, right? So there's no
Yes,
minimum quantity
yes,
or weight
absolutely.
restriction.
Absolutely. No, if you seek and try, if they wanted to export through courier, the 20 kg is the maximum, the weight which is allowed to export from e-commerce shipments.
Sure. I think he has asked for minimum weight. So there's no
Yeah,
minimum
so there
weight.
is no minimum. You can start from 50 gram also in terms of jewelry.
Sure. So next question is about the regulated product pharmaceuticals. Can they be displayed on Indian business portal? How will it work? And as majority of the transaction will be B2B. So certainly this platform, I think you haven't understood, this is not a B2C marketplace. It is a exports marketplace. And it is at the decision or discretion of the exporter whether they would want to also do B2C. And there are few that also do that, but majority of the exporters that you'll see on Indian business portal, they are doing B2B. So that is where a international buyer who's interested to source these products from you, they will reach out to you, they'll send an inquiry to you that, hey, we are interested to have these products from you, and then you will connect with them, understand their. Next question from Mr. Imran Khan wants to understand if there is a premium service available as well to get higher traffic on the domain. So I'm not sure if you're talking about your online store, but on Indian business portal, it is it is based on the performance, not on a package or not paying a premium. This is where how efficiently or how well you have created your digital catalog, how much information you have added, or how relevant information you have added, that will have an impact. In addition to that, how regularly you are checking, how promptly you are inquiring to the leads or inquiries that are coming to your platform, that will have an impact. So it is entirely performance based. Your performance will get you more leads. If you're not performing, then obviously it may have a negative impact. Next question is one of the participants wants to understand that once our online store is completed, that's where we'll be getting a notification from your side that you are listed to IBP. Yes, certainly there is some update that comes from our side. And you'll get an update that your products or your business is listed on IBP now. What is the traction rate of globallinker.com when it comes to foreign traffic on the website? So globallinker.com, I mean, this is where you're asking about globallinker.com. So globallinker.com is the GlobalLinker's website, and GlobalLinker is a business networking and digitization enablement platform, as I mentioned earlier. So this is where, unlike Facebook or LinkedIn that are marketing themselves and through digital mediums, they are generating the traffic. We have a partnership model. So like FIEO is one of our partners. Similarly, you have various partners across the world, and those partners are actively reaching out to their user base and inviting them to this ecosystem, which can be leveraged by both buyers and suppliers for matchmaking and also for networking and for digitizing their business. So the model is very different. Is this like Amazon where I have just to put my products and there are logistics to handle by Indian Business Portal, or basically? No, it is not like Amazon. This is a discovery platform where international buyers can discover the products or service offerings from Indian exporters. So it is basically catering to B2B. However, if any exporter wants to do B2C, they can also do that. But we understand that Indian exporters, when they are dealing with international buyer, payment and logistics sometimes becomes a constraint. That's where we have provided them with an option that you have a payment gateway if you want to receive payment from your customer. So, for example, there is a business and they have a vertical where they are retailing to international buyers, retail buyers. So they should not be constrained that I can't grow my retail business there. So they have payment options available, they have logistic options available, which they can use. Next question is, will we get a copy of the tutorial on our email? Yes, certainly all the participants will get a copy. Next anonymous attendee want to understand, is it compulsory to take FIEO registration for Indian Business Portal? I think answer is no. Any Indian exporter, any Indian business that has a IEC, they can start showcasing their products on Indian Business Portal. However, having FIEO membership has its own advantages. For example, registered FIEO members are displayed that registered FIEO members, and it adds to your credibility and trustworthiness on Indian Business Portal. So certainly it benefits you from being a FIEO member, and there are other benefits also, but as a mandatory thing, it is not mandatory. Pratik, would you like to add something?
So definitely, as you mentioned, Adnan, it is not mandatory, but however, I would suggest that if you see the Indian Business Portal, there are some exporters who are basically integrating the FIO's RCMC, the certificate, to basically showcase the credibility that they are registered with some agency in India. Because tomorrow, if any foreign buyer is basically wanted to check the credibility of any exporters, so definitely you would be able to share with your MSME certificate or maybe your IEC code, but that don't suffice the requirement of the let's say a foreign buyer. So once you having that, let's say a FIO certificate or RCMC certificate of any council, then definitely there would be a chance that foreign buyer will be writing email to the concerned EPCs for inquiring about yourself, and you aware that the FIO is in more proactive stage to helping the exporters. So anyhow, if you interested to taking an membership on FIO, I would encourage you to write an email. Our officials will help you.
Next question is from PRK, wants to understand, is Indian Business Portal also address issues related to money transactions or quality of products for international clients? So this is where, and Pratik, you can add to this. So this is where Indian Business Portal is a platform that is giving you visibility. Now, the transaction or the dealing that you are having with international buyer is between you and international buyer, and we always encourage you that you should do all the due diligence while dealing with international buyers. So this is where we are giving you a visibility, we are giving you an opportunity that you can get leads and inquiries from international buyers. However, when you're dealing with them, you have to, it is your discretion, and you have to manage the transaction with them. How do I register as a FIEO member? So you can drop an email. Pratik has already provided his contact details, or you can drop an email at ibp@fio.org. I'm just writing that in the chat. And one of the FIEO officials will assist you. All right, so this is where we have covered all the questions.